Hi, my name's Sierra Stotz, and I'm interviewing Dennis Paul Rudolph. Okay, so where did you grow up?
Wishick, North Dakota.
Okay, and what's your name and age?
This is Dennis Paul Rudolph. I'm 64.
What was your childhood like growing up? Like, what were some fun things you'd like to do?
Oh, we were fishing, but most of it was work.
Oh, really?
You know, as soon as we were old enough to be physically able to do stuff, we'd pick rocks by hand or haul square bales. We were farming,
Mm-hmm.
so you're always busy with the animals, feeding or ducks, geese, and some pigs, fixing fence or whatever, you know.
Did you guys do anything like for fun?
Oh, I'd go out once in a while on weekends, but not too often. You know, it's just, if we were lucky, we got to go fishing.
Yeah.
Or we'd maybe get all the guys together and do a softball game or a baseball game on Sunday afternoon.
Did you like participate in a lot of school activities? Like, did you guys have basketball or football, any of that kind of stuff?
Well, yeah, basketball I wasn't quite big enough, but I played a little bit. Football, that was another deal there. There was too much farm work for football practice,
Mm-hmm.
but that didn't really work out either, you know.
Yeah.
And other than that, though, FFA we had, those meetings were once a month, I think, but we also had projects going on for that, too.
What did you do in FFA?
Woodwork, welding, uh, stuff that farmers should know,
Yeah.
because that's what we were on the farm.
When you were a kid, what was your happiest memory?
Boy. Oh, we had some great picnics, I remember them. You know, folks are there, kids are all there, you're all the same age, you're a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Always lots of good food, and you just relax.
What do you think was your biggest accomplishment in life?
Helping people.
Yeah.
And I've saved a few lives already.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
Well, one time when we were going out to Seattle, Washington, and somebody's car had slid sideways and the front end was almost going to slide off the road. She takes her baby and sets it out on the road. And we came by with her car, and we ran over there to see if they were okay, figuring how to get that car back on the road. And here comes a semi around the curve, we could see it coming. And I ran back up and grabbed the little baby and got it off to the side. Because the semi came around the corner, he couldn't stop in time.
Yeah.
There were some more incidents like that too.
Wow.
You know, we've been pretty good guys our whole lives.
Yeah. What do you think were some of the mistakes you made in your childhood?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I smoked some, so that was a mistake, and I still do, but that would have probably prevented me from getting into it later on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing was, the older I got, then we started partying on weekends, and that was every weekend deal too, and that should all slow down a little bit, you know. But of course, there's another thing too. Everybody was doing it, and we were together with 4 or 5 different towns. There'd be parties all over the place all the time. Big keg parties and bonfires and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we had fun.
Yeah.
That's good.
And the girls, they were always there too, and they're good people, you know.
Yeah. Okay, so what were some individual events that happened in U.S., or what were some important events in U.S. history that happened during your life, and were you involved in any of them?
Was that what?
Involved in any of them, like
No,
any
an
wars
important
or
thing for
anything?
me was when the president got killed, JFK.
Mm-hmm.
We were in shop class that day, boy, and that just hits you like a bomb, you know.
So you remember that pretty well?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And there was other things that happened since then. My mom died, that hurt. My dad died when I was a senior in high school. That didn't go down too good either, you know. There's been a lot of funerals that I've gone to. My brother-in-law is gone. I've only got one uncle left.
Did you have any brothers or sisters?
Still do.
Oh.
Well, my brother and my sister he's up in Wishick. He worked for the state highway department, you know,
Mhm.
and he hated truck drivers. Because I was a truck driver and had to fix the roads. Guess what he's doing? He retired from the state highway department,
And he's a truck driver.
and now he's a truck driver who drives for Farmer Bakken. And my sister is RN at Jamestown, North Dakota.
Oh wow. Are you youngest, oldest?
I'm the
middle?
oldest.
Oldest. So were there like any vehicles when you guys were like growing up as kids?
Yeah, my first one was an old 52 Mercury. I think I was about 15 when I got it.
Oh yeah. What about? So you said you live on a farm, right?
Yeah, until my dad died. And then, well, I was out of high school shortly after that.
Did you guys have any like animals or anything? Like, what was your favorite animal? You'd
Oh, we had some horses that were big,
say? Mhm.
and but they were the workhorses because we had to manure the barn
So
every
you guys
weekend.
didn't ride them?
Oh, my dad got me one, but it had hard mouth and bucked me off, and I got broken ribs and punctured lung. I had a concussion. So my dad said, "I'll teach you how to ride this sucker." So he got on him, and that horse put its head down like that at the water, and he was going like this. And all of a sudden that horse came up, stood up on his back legs. He slid off the back, and the horse stepped on his toe.
Oh.
Guess what? The next week, the horse was gone. And then he bought some Shetland ponies, and we were supposed to break, and they're mean little son of a guns, I'll tell you that.
What about favorite holiday?
Oh, I always try to honor Veterans Day for one, because I was a Vietnam vet. Christmas is okay depending on where I go. Easter, same thing. If I'm working, then it's another day, but you know, if you get together with your family and stuff.
Do you have any favorite memory of a holiday?
Oh, we've had some great get-togethers, you know. Well, of course, like with my sister, she's got two boys, and we all play pinochle. Then we get together and we play cards like wild people.
Yeah. So you said you were active in the service. Do you want to share your experience in that? Or?
I don't talk about it much.
Okay.
Vietnam was not a good time.
Yeah.
You know, it's something that's dead, buried, and that's where it's going to stay.
Mhm.
But I'm glad that, you know, we were there. I'm glad I survived, but I lost some good people, good friends over there too. That's the hard part.
Yeah. Definitely. So then what would you say were the best years of your life?
Oh, I don't know. As long as I was real healthy, I didn't mind working. And once I got into trucking, I loved to go over the road. I still do. So eventually it's somebody get going again. But as far as driving a truck, that's not a bad deal. Got good truck stops if you don't speed, you don't get no speeding tickets. You're lucky, you know, you can go.
Mhm.
And I worked on the railroad for 6.5 years. Hard labor, not like it is now, where they've got everything by machine. By then it was all shovels, picks, axes.
Yeah.
And then I worked for a guy that was a cement man, and we were building basements, pouring cement slabs, building Quonset buildings. That was about 7 years of that. Hard work, but we were busy, you know.
Mhm.
And then, you know, it's just a matter of, I came down here and got in with the Hoffman clan for quite a few years. And then I went back up to North Dakota and went to work up there at Raleigh for 2 years for a big old farmer. He's dead now too, so was his kid. And then Tom called me. And that was the first guy I ever hired.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was 15. See, I worked for 15 years before I went to the oil fields. So that would be like 15. 6 is 21. 2 Johnny is 23. I'd say I started working for him probably 24, 25 years ago.
Okay.
You know. Then I worked for Tom. I left, I went into the oil fields. Bosses can be difficult. Checks are no good sometimes down in Oklahoma, but I could always get them good from your dad. Then ended up, another guy fished me out of there and got me up to Williston, North Dakota. And he was from Oaks, and I was getting along good with him until he decided to cut off our overtime. But he still wanted us to work 80 hours per week. And I said, I'm not going to do this. I'll work my 40, you give me 2 days off, anytime during the week, that's fine, and I'll work 40 again. But what he was doing there towards the end, every time I went out, he didn't even want me to come back for at least 24 hours. So you're putting in 24 to 30 hours straight through hauling water.
Wow.
It gets you a lot of hours.
Yeah, no kidding. Do you have any questions?
No, not me right now. Is that all of them?
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to add?
Not much. I enjoy life. I still try and help people, you know. And there's a lot of people don't understand me, but I could care less. I've
Yeah.
lived a real full life. I really have. I've worked hard.
Yeah.
I've seen the country twice. I'm working on the third time right now. I like it. And nobody can believe the fact that I hit all the states in the lower 48, you know, with a grain hopper, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
New York, I was in New York already with it. New Hampshire, Maine, all over the place.
So have you ever been to Alaska or Hawaii?
Alaska I got out of because the Marine Corps was going to send us to cold weather training.
Yeah.
Even though I grew up in North Dakota, make any sense?
No, it
Especially
doesn't.
when you come from Vietnam. And I said, no, I'm not going. And then Hawaii, we landed there when we were going to Vietnam. Just got off the plane, spent about 45 minutes at the airport. Real pretty, smells really beautiful.
Do you ever see Pearl Harbor or anything like that?
No.
So have you been to every state then?
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
a great accomplishment.
I like
Definitely.
I like Georgia too, boy. You get it there in the summertime, the flowers, that thing is, that state just smells beautiful. And great people down there, they're always smiling. And the roads, they cut them into the side of those sandstone mountains. It's hanging over you. And you drive right underneath there and flowers are hanging down. And, oh, it's just pretty country down there. If you ever get a chance, you should go there.
It's on my bucket list.
So, what do you think now is the biggest difference between kids our generation and kids back in your generation?
Oh, I don't, take this off the record, I'm gonna say something here.
Mm-hmm.
Put this on there.
We'll cut it out.
But I think that we have actually lost one or two generations of kids that inherited money from their folks and never had to work.
Yeah.
You know, but there are people now again that are coming throughout the school system that are doing, I think, real fine, real good. They're getting an education, and that way you can go on in life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, the kids then weren't bad either, but the whole thing was most of them spoke English or German.
Mm-hmm.
Their folks were German, but it's a lower German. And then our English teacher was from Germany, and he taught High German. But everybody else spoke Low German, so very few people took it. But when it came to English, that man could teach. He was good.
That's interesting that someone who's German can teach English so well.
You know, and my mom was so good too that I could read and write before I went to the first grade. She was a school teacher before she got married. And I went to farm school for 6 years.
What's farm school?
You get one little building out in the country, you got one teacher. You get the first 6 grades, and every student has their own class, and you have geography or whatever, you know. It was all in one little building.
Mm.
And then in the 6th, 7th grade, they had, we were all consolidated to go into Wishick. And then they had the 7th and 8th graders were in one building, and the next 4 grades were in another one. So we were separated a little bit. And finally got into the new school.
Which did you like better? Did you like the farm schools or did you like the separation of classes?
Didn't make much difference. There weren't that many kids in farm school. You know, you might maybe a total of 12, 10 kids. But then when we got to town, the class was like, we got 50 some people in our class.
Wow.
Yeah, so that makes a difference.
Mhm.
But I didn't mind farm school. Of course, you're young, and you're closer to home. You're not running to town every day.
Mhm.
And of course, we even used horses to go to school in the wintertime.
Oh, really?
Yeah, those horses were so good. You put fresh hay in the barn at the school,
Mhm.
Oh,
and
that's
they knew exactly where to go.
Oh.
Snowstorm or not, didn't make any difference. Then at the end of the day, you go out, you hook up your horses again, and you turn them around. And they knew where the barn was at home, and fresh hay for them. Don't care how bad the weather was, horses found it.
So you're on to school. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, that was in the wintertime. Oh, it was about 3 miles.
Mhm.
Them horses, they were real good. You never had to worry about them.
Mhm.
What type of classes did you take when you were in school?
Oh, well, we had to have 4 credits, 4 years of English.
Yep.
2 years of math. Oh, science, 4 years of that. Oh, bookkeeping.
Hmm.
And then I went to college
Where'd you go there?
at Ellendale before it became a Bible college.
Oh, yeah.
I was, I think they were with UND. I wanted to be a CPA. And then I went to college there for 1 year, then I got drafted and ended up in the Marine Corps. And when I was in Yuma, Arizona, before I got out, I took some classes down there to get in, stay with that CPA deal, which I never finished. It took me about 2 more years. But at my age now, I just, don't really know if I want to go back to school again.
Yeah.
If I can get out on the road and just do what I do, that's the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm so good with numbers.
Any more questions here?
I don't think so.
Well, thank you, Rudy, for letting
You
us
betcha.
interview you.
Yeah, thank
Well,
you very
you guys
much. We really appreciate it.
have a good one.